Yeah, hi, this is Tim with Guard Digital Marketing. So I got this video coming to you guys as promised here, and we will go ahead and take a look at your website here in just a second. But I want to start this video out on a Google search page, and what I typed in is roofing Rockford, Illinois. Now, this is what we're going to consider to be a very buyer intent keyword, meaning somebody's looking for a type of service within a very specific location. And of course, being relevant to you guys, we just want to be able to make sure that you can rank for as many of these services and as many of these locations as you possibly can, okay? Since it looks like, you're servicing northern Illinois up into Wisconsin as well. I was looking through, it looked like you got some keywords all the way up in Green Bay, so you're probably, servicing an area as such that I'm trying to screen my cursor around. So there is quite a bit of an area for you to be able to rank within, right? You got Madison, Milwaukee, Green Bay, and some of those areas up in between, Appleton, Oshkosh, and then Rockford itself as well, which is your home base, okay? Now, you can rank a couple ways organically, which is definitely going to be your best long-term option, okay? At least for Rockford, you can two different ways. And one through your business profile, and then the other one's through your website. And your website's going to be able to help you rank for any of those areas in between that you're actually looking to get work within as well, like up in Wisconsin in those areas. But I tend to skip over talking about these Google guaranteed ads because they don't produce the same high quality leads because they're just not organic leads, okay? So ranking organically is definitely, like I said, the best long-term option. And you can see Eldridge is going to be, one of your top competitors for a roofing company in Rockford as it currently sits. So I will use their website here in the end of the video to kind of do a little comparison. Now, I'm just going to use Warner here as an example, unless I can instantly find you here on this first page. Here you are. Okay. So we can tell right off the bat you have tons of great reviews, which is going to be perfect. And it looks like you are responding to these reviews, which is nice, and you're responding to them with character as well, which I always like to see. You don't want to see some generic response like thank you or thanks for the business or whatever it is. So you're doing a great job there. Let's go ahead and take a look at your overview. You need to fill this stuff out. So like this open 24 hours, you want to make sure you have this filled out like normal business hours. If you guys have an office, and that's where, whatever your office is open at, make sure you have that set correctly. Even if you don't have a particular office, and the phone numbers to whatever it may be, but I believe you guys have an office, so make sure this is filled out correctly. Doesn't look like you have a bio section or info section filled out about your company either. I think the main thing with you that's going to help push you higher into this is making sure your business profile is 100% completely filled out, okay? And then another thing that's always going to help is uploading more photos into here every single week, especially making sure they're relevant photos of whatever work you guys are completing throughout the week, right? And doing those, and again, making sure your business profile here is completely filled out. Doing that's going to definitely push you higher, but we need to get you within that top 3, right? So, again, Eldridge being one of those top competitors for the website. Back over to your guys' page here. This is your home page. Few things I'm liking off the bat. Talking about some of the financing that you guys offer, which is obviously a super great service in this type of service-based industry. We got talking about some of the different materials. Your platinum preferred contractor through Owens Corning. Talking about your little roof giveaway that you guys did back in 2020 and the winner of that. And then a couple other accolades on top of that. But there's not a whole lot of content based around the actual or relevancy of content based around what you guys do as a service, right? At least not on your home page that I can see. And your home page is very crucial because you need at least typically a bare minimum of 500 words of content, up to probably somewhere within the 1,000 range. So 500 to 1,000 is going to be a good sweet spot for you. Now, what this content allows you to do, and why you should probably implement a blog within your website as well, is that we're going to be tossing and throwing relevant content towards your website all the time, okay, especially with a blog. And what that allows or tells Google is, you have all the information associated with your service, that you're obviously the top choice in the area. But not only that, it allows us to put keywords within our content as well, okay? And it can help people stay longer within your website. And all these things add up to being able to rank higher within Google search engine. You also want to be very specific on each page of your website what you are trying to rank for, okay? And that's why it would be a very good option to also build out like location pages or service area pages to target specific areas outside of Rockford, in the Wisconsin area, that you can actually, again, target within your website, okay? Now, I'm going to use a little analogy of, let's say you're taking a road trip, right? And it's a fairly long road trip, so we need to figure out a few things first, okay? We need to inspect our vehicle a little bit, take a look at the oil levels, tire pressure, so on and so forth. And the vehicle in this instance, in the analogy, is our website, okay? Our website is our vehicle to get from point A to point B, which is ranking on the first page and getting leads in, okay? Now, once you build out a correct website and your vehicle is all in tip-top shape, it's optimized correctly, so on and so forth, then we can go into step 2, okay? Which is putting gas into our vehicle, and not, if it's a long road trip, you're going to have to fill it multiple times, right? So this is where off-page SEO and link building and then building strength and trust within Google, you can't just do it once. You got to keep doing it time and time again, because that's what your competitors are doing as well. So what we're going to take a look at here is a paid program I use called Eris. I'm going to use this dashboard and numbers that your website is giving me, and then comparing them to Eldridge's website as well. Now, these first two numbers here, the 5 and the 9, are strength and trust ratings that Google has for your particular website. Now, they're ranked out of 100, so we know we're going to have to build a lot more strength and trust, right? But generally, once you hit about a 30 rating for each of these, there's not going to be many people or many websites above you at that point, especially when it comes to a service-based industry. So that can be a good benchmark to hit to know that you're pretty darn powerful at that point. Now, you build the strength and trust of these backlinks, which is any clickable text or image linking one website to another. And those are all held within these different referring domains. Now, backlink you want to be a very high quality, and then these referring domains you also want to be a very authoritative, okay? Because we can see you have 1.7 thousand backlinks, but your ratings here are still quite low, okay? Now, authoritative referring domains, I said, are very crucial because you're getting a backlink from a domain that already has a bunch of strength and trust within Google, so once you do grab that backlink from them, it's going to help your ratings in return. And we are seeing you're indexing for about 160 keywords, which is pretty good, and it's bringing in just around the same amount of traffic, just over 160. I'm not going to worry about the paid traffic at this point. I'm more worried about the organic traffic, like I stated in the beginning of the video. Now, we can see the majority of your traffic, the first 3, 4 or so, even the fourth one and the sixth one, are all associated with the company name, right? So these are people that, and especially this one here, Buffalo, that's not going to get you anybody. Bufalo Contracting might. Buffalo Inc. probably not. The Buffalo Roofing Rockford, that will. And the Buffalo Contracting Rockford, those should be getting you leads in. But again, these are people who already know your company name, and you're going to have them in your back pocket anyway. So I'm more worried about these other ones. You got Oshkosh, Appleton, Green Bay, kind of coming through here, see if we see any other ones. I wasn't really seeing any when I first looked through here for Rockford, which was interesting. I don't want to keep going through each page, but you get the point, right? So we have these buyer intent keywords like Appleton Roofer, Green Bay Roofing Contractors, Roofer Oshkosh, Wisconsin, Roofer Green Bay, Wisconsin. But you really, once we get into the buyer intent keywords, the only one that you're on the first page for is that Oshkosh Roofer, and you are getting some traffic from that, okay? But as soon as we get from there, everything's on the, 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth page of Google. And at that point, you're not really going to get any eyes to your website, right? Now, if we take a look at Eldridge, we can also see, their strength and trust isn't really that great either, as we can tell. So instantly, one way that you can beat out the competition. They aren't indexing for as many keywords, okay, but that's not always a horrible thing. But they are bringing in over 500 traffic. And if we click on their keywords, we can see, they have their company name here as well, but they are getting a lot of traffic from other places too. So they got roofing Rockford, Illinois, Rockford roofing, roofing contractor Rockford, roofing companies Rockford, so on and so forth. You can see there's quite a few Rockford keywords here that you guys are missing out on, especially when it comes to roofing. And there's good search volume for a lot of them too. There's definitely around 1,500, maybe even 2,000 search volume per month for roofing in Rockford, which you definitely want to be able to capitalize on. Now, if we just take this one for instance, roofing Rockford, Illinois, that gets 300 searches per month, and they're getting just over a third of that volume of search into their website as traffic, okay, because they're positioned too, so they're very high up. And we can see they're on the first page for all these different keywords. So, with that being said, industry standard is around 30%, 25 to 30% of this traffic that this company is generating into their website from this keyword will end up reaching out to them at that point, being an organic lead for Eldridge. So you can see they're probably getting around 25 to 30 leads per month just from this one keyword. And if you kind of went through, they're probably getting closer to the 50 or so or more leads per month for roofing in Rockford. And that's where you can really start to see how beneficial and lucrative this can be for your company, right? Because you'd be able to do this for the different areas within Wisconsin that you guys try and service as well. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here. There should be some information that you can use to your benefit. If you have any further questions or concerns, or you need me to elaborate on any of this information, definitely feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer or help you out any way that I can. I have contact info down below in my email. Other than that, have a great rest of your day, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.